Jack, I'm currently here at one of the Circle K locations, and who doesn't like low gas prices? That Circle K is hosting their Circle K Fuel Day at all of its locations in South Dakota and throughout the U.S. So what that means for customers is that they can save up to 40 cents per gallon of gas. I see a lot of stuff going on. I'm actually getting some Rockefeller Center vibes. It's got the whole North Pole crew here. That means, hey, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus. Now it reminds me, I still gotta tell Santa Claus what I want for Christmas. We also got some Mount Rushmore people at the president's. Hey, say hello, guys. How you doing? To pass the physical test, trainees must complete 18 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run the 6 laps around the track in 16 minutes and 30 seconds. The purpose of the PT test is to measure people's endurance. And imagine being a fire tower watch person, just coming from break. All of a sudden, you spot a large smoke plume in the distance. Mimi, I'm currently here at Wilson Park. As you can see behind me, city crews are currently putting up gazebo lights and tree decorations, trying to give people an early dosage of the holiday spirit. These crews are trying to take advantage of this beautiful weather that we're having today, considering that the preparation process takes weeks long around town. The policy applies to all workers across South Dakota because it's state law. With Rapid City's case, city employees always followed it. However, the policy was never in place in the city's employee handbook, yet that could change on Monday. Kadoka Volleyball punched its ticket to the state tournament this year for the first time in over 4 decades. While the Cougars lost to Burke in the Class B quarterfinals, senior Bella Williams was a major contributor in helping the team get there. Andrew Lynn has a story with this week's Gustafson Builders Athlete of the Week. After a fire erupted at a Dakota Mill and Grain plant at approximately 3 a.m. this morning, fire crews were seen working around the clock, hoping to contain the flames before the situation worsened.
Just glad it's away from everybody. Nobody's hurt. It's kind of out of the way, except for that propane company right there.
RecSec recalls when he first spotted the fire.
I heard the alarm go off this morning, but I thought I was half asleep, so I didn't pay attention to it. And then I seen the flames and smoke when I peeked out my window and ran down to see what I could do.
Pennington County Fire Administrator Jerome Harvey says suppressing the fire has been a collaborative effort.
We have firefighters and fire departments from our 3-county area currently supporting the city of Phillip.
Harvey says approximately 150 fire personnel were on the scene earlier this afternoon.
It's been contained to the building of origin. We do have some small grass fires that are outside of the safety perimeter. We have firefighters in place that are picking up and extinguishing those grass fires.
With a fire of this magnitude, Harvey had some worries.
Availability of dust dealing with a grain, that's the #1 issue, so we're able to mitigate that and keep it contained in this area that you see behind me here.
Harvey says crews were working to contain the fire as quickly as possible due to a neighborhood with roughly 50 to 60 homes and other structures nearby. He is unsure as of Thursday afternoon as how the fire may have started. Reporting in Phillip, I'm Bryan Savic. Rapid City Mayor Jason Solomon and other city officials around South Dakota have raised concerns over the grocery tax repeal if it ends up passing in November.
I don't think I've heard from a mayor that's for it. So you think about it, every mayor, that list, and you get mayors to agree on one thing all around South Dakota, that's a problem.
Some people disagree, feeling initiated Measure 28 would only be beneficial for South Dakotans and not problematic.
Would save the taxpayers $123.9 million. It says in the last sentence, it says this will not impact local government's ability to collect their tax on food.
Passing IM 28 will remove a 4.2% sales tax on anything for human consumption, except for prepared food or alcoholic beverages. Solomon feels the legislation will not only cause a burden for Rapid City, but also on smaller towns who may heavily rely on sales tax revenue.
If you're a small town like Murdo, who probably drives a lot of their sales tax revenue off their gas station off the interstate, that is really devastating to those communities.
Solomon says the wording on the legislation is very sloppy and difficult to understand.
The consumables definition is very clumsy. A lot of folks just think it's grocery tax. Well, consumables means a lot of things. Everything that you ingest in your mouth. Does it mean tobacco? Does it mean prescription pills?
There are a whole number of items because of the word consumable that they extracted in a memo from the LRC And now they're using that as a whipping post to say that this is going to destroy the state budget.
Solomon fears IM28 could cut approximately $700 million from local and state budgets, which could force municipalities to increase property taxes to make up for potential losses.
There's always a trade-off. And one of our concerns is that if this passes, that trade-off will be felt in other areas, and whether it's property taxes, and one of the concerns is, will there be a push for a state income tax?
Weiland feels the opposition's stances are based on hypotheticals.
None of that's based on facts. It's based on fear, because none of it's true. When it says it in the fiscal note that was produced that says it won't affect municipalities.
Both Solomon and Weiland encourage voters to do their homework on the grocery tax repeal before hitting the polls. Reporting in Rapid City, I'm Bryan Savic.